Messages of condolence poured in both from home and around the world after the news of Mr. R. Rajamahendran's passing broke. Prime Minister and one-time President Mahinda Rajapaksa issued a message of condolence today. In his message, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa noted that R. Rajamahendran was a skilled entrepreneur whose network of businesses had contributed immensely towards the country's economy while supporting the livelihoods of hundreds of thousands of people. The Prime Minister also pointed out that as the owner of the MTV-MBC media network, Mr. Rajamahendran stood for the people's right to information and was a pioneer in a new era of modernization in television and radio. The Prime Minister went on to say in his letter of condolence that he regarded R. Rajamahendran as a brilliant businessman and social worker who went above and beyond simply reporting facts to the people and paved the way for people to better their lives through life-changing initiatives like the Gammadda movement. The Prime Minister offered his condolences to Mr. Rajamahendran's wife, son Shashi Rajamahendran, his daughters, relatives, friends and everyone at the Capital Maharaja Group, including the MTV-MBC media network. Former President Maithripala Sirisena also issued a statement of condolence. In his message of condolence, the former president identified R. Rajamahendran as a philanthropist who embodied the true qualities of humanity through his social movements that aimed to uplift entire communities in Sri Lanka. President Sirisena said that R. Rajamahendran was an extraordinary businessman and a bold media mogul, as well as a devout social worker. The former president concluded his message by wishing Mr. Rajamahendran the supreme bliss of Nirvana. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa expressed his shock over the demise of Mr. Rajamahendran, noting that he was a renowned son of Sri Lanka. The opposition leader pointed out that as the owner of a leading media network in the country, Mr. Rajamahendran always stood for the truth, was unbiased and steered the media industry of the country towards new horizons, fearlessly overcoming all challenges before him, no matter the odds. Mr. Premadasa also noted that the journey that Mr. Rajamahendran and his team have embarked on amidst a myriad of challenges and obstacles, whilst remaining unfaltering in his commitment to his vision and principles, is awe-inspiring. Noting the enormity of the challenges faced by Mr. Rajamahendran and his media network as a result of fearlessly standing for the truth, Premadasa highlighted that no force has been able to subdue or silence Mr. Rajamahendran and or the MTV-MBC media network, underscoring Mr. Rajamahendran's personification of leadership whilst being committed to the safety and well-being of his team. Former President of the Maldives and currently the Speaker of the Maldivian Parliament, Mohamed Nasheed, also issued a message of condolence via his Twitter account. President Nasheed wrote, "He was a man who worked for harmony and who made a life out of sheer hard work. He was irrepressible, a phoenix that kept rising from the ashes." In a message on its official Twitter account, the Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka conveyed their condolences on the passing of Mr. Rajamahendran, fondly recalling their long association with him. The Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka also expressed their condolences over the passing of the chairman of the Capital Maharaja Group, Mr. R. Rajamahendran. On his Twitter account, Justice Minister, President's Counsel Mohammed Ali Sabri conveyed his condolences to Mr. Rajamahendran's family. Chief Opposition Whip, Attorney-at-Law MP Lakshman Kiriyalla also issued an official message of condolence today, commemorating the immense service rendered to the people by Mr. Rajamahendran as a gentleman who valued democracy, truth and justice, and a media pioneer who consistently strove to foster national unity. In its condolence message today, the United National Party noted that the demise of an individual who was steadfastly committed to media freedom and bore great love for his country is an immeasurable loss to the nation. In a message on his Twitter account, former Sri Lanka cricket captain Sanath Jayasuriya recalled Mr. Rajamahendran's contribution to Sri Lanka cricket during his time as Vice President of the board. Jayasuriya noted Mr. Rajamahendran's service in obtaining Test status for Sri Lanka cricket while supporting many aspiring cricketers. The Chief Sanganayaka of Japan, Venerable Banagala Upatisatero, in his message of condolence today praised Mr. Rajamahendran's humanistic values which guided his decisions in his social life. Identifying Mr. Rajamahendran as a pillar of his era, the Venerable Tero noted his steadfast commitment towards empowering the voiceless.